What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and a couple of days have now passed since the slap heard around the world. And I think the majority of us have been sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for Chris Rock's response. Now, I know there was a supposed apology from Chris Rock that was making its way around the internet. That is fake. Chris Rock has yet to address this situation at all. And we're all trying to figure out and engage what his response will be. But earlier this morning, we finally get a good idea of maybe not exactly how Chris Rock feels, but how his family feels. Now, it is being rumored that tonight, Chris Rock will make his response to this whole entire situation because tonight is the first night of his new stand-up comedy tour. And the seats are sold out. Seats that were going for $45 now selling for like $700. So yeah, everyone's making money off of this situation. But Chris Rock's brother, every Tuesday, he does a little Q&A on his Twitter account. I know a lot of people thought that this was Chris Rock's brother just opening up to answer questions about what happened between his brother and Will Smith. But in reality, Chris Rock's brother every Tuesday holds these little Q&As. And of course, this Tuesday, half of the questions were all about what happened between his brother and Will Smith. And when he was asked, "What are you going to do to Will?" Tony Rock responds by saying, "Respond." A lot of people, they want Chris Rock or Chris Rock's friends or his family and to respond with violence. They want to know, oh, you're Chris Rock's brother. What are you going to do to Will? Or what are you going to do? Punch him when you see him in public? Like, what's going to happen here? But his response to that question was cool, calm, and collected. He literally just says one word: respond. Because Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, is also a comedian. And I think as a comedian, especially someone that's in Chris Rock's shoes right now, I think the best way to go about this is to respond with your comedy. Capitalize on this moment. Monetize what Will Smith just did to you. Take a moment that some people may think is a loss and turn it into a win. Now, in my opinion, I don't think this situation at all looked bad on Chris Rock. I think this totally makes Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith look bad. And I have yet to do a video actually going over my whole entire thoughts about the situation, but I have some and I need to do that. It's just we're getting so many updates. But from what Tony Rock says here, he plans on responding and his brother plans on responding. And then he was asked, "Do you approve of the apology?" And he says no. And I don't blame him. That apology that Will Smith gave was totally half-assed. It was a half-assed apology. And in many ways, I feel like they're not taking account, or Will Smith himself isn't taking accountability really for what he did. I don't want to hear any of these excuses. I don't want to hear about how you still have to grow as a person. I get it. We're all a work in progress. But Will Smith is a grown-ass man. What, is he in his 50s now? At this point, you should know better than to go slap someone on stage at the Oscars because they told a joke that didn't sit right with you. So I wouldn't approve of this apology either. Especially because when you take into consideration the fact that Will Smith and Chris Rock, they're not strangers. They've known each other for longer than some of you have been alive. There's people watching this video right now that haven't been alive as long as Chris Rock and Will Smith have known each other. Chris Rock, didn't he make an appearance back in the day on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? They were friends, as far as I know. I don't know their relationship. Often in Hollywood, you see pictures of actors together and you assume they got a good relationship and they're friends, but you don't really know because at the end of the day, that's a photo. A photo can only say so much. So I can't sit here and pretend that I know their relationship, but I can say that they had some form of a relationship. They've been spotted together before. They've worked together before. Chris Rock, more recently, worked on the Madagascar movies with Jada Pinkett Smith. And rumor has it they got pretty close while they were making that movie. How close? You don't want to ask too many questions when it comes to Jada Pinkett Smith, because I wouldn't be surprised if she has some Chris Rock cock down her throat at one point. But hey, let's just go forward. He was then asked, are we fighting fire with fire? Or are we going the professional route? So the people want to know, are they going to fight fire with fire? As in, are they about to come out here and roast Will Smith? Are they about to give Will Smith a piece of their mind? Are they about to just go no holds barred with this? Or are they going to be the bigger man and just apologize and act like nothing ever happened? Well, from what Chris Rock's brother says, it's on, bro. It's on. And from the way he says it, I mean, it's only 3 words, but those 3 words say so much. It's on, bro. So they will be fighting fire with fire. Who knows what will be said now? I can guarantee you that little stupid G.I. Jane joke, that small, non-offensive joke, is nothing compared to what we are about to see and hear in the near future. That little joke at the Oscars wasn't near as bad as the memes I see about Will Smith on Twitter every single day, on Facebook every single day, on Instagram every single day. All Will Smith accomplished by doing this is he made even more people want to make fun of Jada Smith's bald head. And you can think it's insensitive if you want. That's fine. I'm not saying it's not. But the fact remains the same that this really just drew a lot of attention. It showed everybody a weak spot that the Smiths have, and now everyone's taking advantage of it. I have seen countless memes about Jada Smith's head over the past couple of days, memes that would have never been created had Will Smith not shown that weakness. So, from what Chris Rock's brother says, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. We have not heard the last of it. In fact, we haven't even begun to hear the beginning of it. I can't wait to hear this response. But then someone asked him, who do you think hits harder, Will or Jada's boyfriend? And in this moment, when he could have been petty, he responds and says, Mama Rock. They asked, who do you think hits harder, Will or Jada's boyfriend? And they set him up for a perfect joke right there. That was like an alley-oop for a joke. And he just simply replies, Mama Rock. Saying that, hey, I don't care how hard Will Smith slapped my brother, he damn sure doesn't slap as hard as our mom. And I believe him. That smack wasn't that hard. And I would guarantee that someone who raised Chris Rock had to have one hell of a smack. Because damn if he's not a smart ass sometimes with a big mouth. But I don't have any problem with Chris Rock. And I think that the way he is answering these questions, he is handling it so professionally. He's not disrespecting Will Smith, by his answers. He's not, even when people are trying to bait him in, even when people are sending him perfect alley-oops for a joke on Will or Jada's behalf, he's declining it, but he's letting them know, oh, it's on. Best believe they're not going to let these jokes go for free. They're going to make some money off of them. You're not going to see these jokes on Twitter. Then he was asked, so Diddy was lying when he said Chris and Will made up that night and are good now? And he responds, yeah. There were some rumors out there, and Diddy claimed that Will Smith and Chris Rock, they're good now, they talked, it was over. That never happened. Never happened, according to Chris Rock's brother. Then he was asked, that wasn't real, right? keep it a buck. And then he said, fake for what? There's still a lot of people out there that think that this was staged, that this was fake. The proof of that being, everyone's saying if you just slow down the video, you could tell it was staged. You could tell it was fake. It looks like Chris Rock was bracing for impact. I've made myself clear that I think it's real. I don't put it past Hollywood to fake things like this at all. But I've made it clear that I think it's real. I think the way that everything is going down right now, it all points towards it being real. But if you think it's fake, I mean, hey, crazier things happen every day, people. So I just can't put anything past these people. It's sad that we live in a world where we have to question, hey, was that fake? We shouldn't have to question that. But we're lied to so much that even when real things happen, people are like, hell no, that's not real. So who knows? He was asked, should the Oscar be taken back? Should Chris get it for his remarkable composure during a live assault? Chris Rock's brother responds and says, not my call. So he's not calling for the Oscar to be taken away from Will Smith. Even in this moment, despite what happened, he's not calling or asking for Will Smith to lose the Oscar. And in my honest opinion, I don't think Will Smith should lose the Oscar. I think Will Smith should deal with consequences, the same consequences that anyone else would deal with in a similar situation, because Will Smith isn't a god. He isn't better than any of us. But I don't think that the Oscar should be taken away from him. What he did to earn that Oscar has nothing to do with him slapping Chris Rock. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with that. But regardless of this mistake that Will Smith made, and yes, I think it was a huge mistake, I don't think that diminishes all of his accomplishments. I still think that he should get the Oscar. Now, with that being said, I don't agree with the fact that he slapped Chris Rock and then was able to just chill at the Oscars the whole time like nothing happened, and then go up there, get the Oscar, give an acceptance speech, and then party afterwards. No. I don't think that he should have even gotten the chance to take the stage to get the Oscar. I'm not saying they should take it away from him, but the whole presentation, the whole standing ovation, all that, the speech, it's all bullshit. He should have never had a chance to do that. They should have, took his ass up out of that building, tossed him out, threw the Oscar behind them, kind of like you kick someone to the curb, then you throw their bag to him, throw the Oscar to him, and tell him to go home and worry about his weirdo kids. Then he was asked, replace your brother with Jerry Seinfeld on that stage that night. Would the narrative still be the same? Or would Will Smith be locked up by LAPD? And he responds, And I agree. I agree with that from different angles. For one, I think if Jerry Seinfeld was the one that slapped somebody, I think he would have been in jail. And I also believe that, if Jerry Seinfeld was the one to get smacked, maybe Will Smith would be in jail. So I don't necessarily disagree with that. Then he was asked, were you at the Oscars? And he says, hell no. Hell no. You have the audacity to ask this man if he was at the Oscars? Don't you think if he was at the Oscars, he would have gave Will Smith the old 1-2 combo? A knuckle sandwich? Something? No, he wasn't at the Oscars, he says. Hell no, he wasn't at the Oscars. And that hell no says so much. That hell no was jam-packed with, best believe if I was at the Oscars, it wouldn't have went down like that. Then they say, we've been waiting on your response. And on Chris Rock's response. And he says, it's coming. ... So it's coming really soon. How soon? Hopefully tonight. Then he was asked, given you worked with the Smith for some years on All of Us, and Will has never done something like this in decades of him being a public figure, If he speaks directly to Chris and the Rock family, are you open? And he says he's waiting. Because as of right now, up until this point, Will Smith has yet to reach out to Chris Rock personally. And like I've already laid it out before you all, he knows Chris Rock personally. They've worked together a few times over the years. From the looks of it, they kind of hung out together. From the looks of it, Chris Rock was also friends with Jada. They've worked together too. From what Chris Rock's brother says, Chris Rock's brother even worked with the Smiths. So they've all worked together. They had somewhat of a relationship. Yet Will Smith hasn't reached out to him personally. And I think the bigger man would have reached out to Chris Rock personally by now. You know, the humiliation was in public. You slapped the man in public. Therefore, I do agree you need to make a public apology. But you also need to pull him aside and talk to him man to man in private as well. But as of yet, it doesn't seem that Will Smith has the courage to do that. And that's why I question what kind of man he really is. Because some may think it takes courage to walk your ass up to the Oscar stage and slap someone who is physically smaller than you, who you know isn't the type of person to respond with violence, in a setting where you know this person doesn't want to lash back out at you. They're trying to be professional. You may think it takes courage to do something like that, but that was totally pussy. That was bitch-made stuff right there. What took courage was to stand by and do nothing. If Will Smith was really courageous, he would own up to what he did, and he would reach out to Chris Rock and talk to him as a man. Will Will Smith do that? I'm not sure. But I do feel that Will Smith picked and chose his battles. And what I mean by that is, I feel like Will Smith purposely, well, I don't want to say purposely targeted Chris Rock, but I will say that Will Smith attacked Chris Rock because he knew who Chris Rock was and knew what type of person he was. And had Chris Rock been someone else, I don't think we would have seen the same response. If there was a person who was more physically imposing, who Will Smith didn't know from a can of paint that told that joke, I don't think he would have did the same thing. He knows Chris Rock. And I'm not sure how many of you all know about Chris Rock, but Chris Rock has gone through some things in his life. He's gone through bullying. He's spoken about it before. So while we're sitting here all with our panties up in a bunch talking about alopecia and how Jada Pinkett Smith, we should all feel bad for her, no. The person who's really been through some things is Chris Rock. Not only was he bullied, he was assaulted. And not just assaulted, I mean, words I can't use on this platform. But just know people did some really messed up things to him sexually as a child. So he's dealt with a lot of that throughout his life. And Will Smith knows that. Will Smith also knows that he's way heavier, taller. He trains in action movies nonstop while Chris Rock goes and makes movies like Grown Ups with Adam Sandler. So he picked and he chose that battle because he knew he could go slap Chris Rock and he wasn't going to get his ass beat right there on the stage for doing so. Had that been someone else, this would have never have happened. And I'm fully convinced about that. And I hate people like that. Keep the same energy for everyone. If I'm going to slap someone, I'm going to slap them regardless of who they are or what they look like or what their background is. Because I'm not going to single someone out and slap them because I think they're weak. I'm going to slap them because I'm upset about what they maybe did, but I'm not going to pick and choose who I slap according to their skill sets, which is what happened here. Thousands of people are telling jokes about Will Smith's wife every day. Will Smith openly knows that there's other dudes at his own house having sex with his wife. Yet he chooses to lash out at little old Chris Rock. And you know what? I think that Will Smith is going to get beat down in so many ways by Chris Rock in the future. And I don't mean physically, I mean verbally. But who knows what route he may take. He may take the high route, but according to his brother, they're fighting fire with fire. So hopefully we will find out tonight what was said. If you are attending Chris Rock's show tonight, please get in contact with me, because I would like to hear what happens at this show. I'm sure maybe some clips will surface online. We will find out something by the end of tonight. But as for now, I want to know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, become a channel member so we can have discussions about all of these type of things. Also, if you would like to support the channel, Cash App is always below. But as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a Chris Rock movie.